Sai Ram. Today, as I'm taking a walk alongside this beautiful lake, I thought of sharing a beautiful experience. I'm doing this for the first time, taking a walk and doing a satsang. And I'm doing this because the experience that I'm going to narrate is one like that. An experience where Swami did two things at the same time. Like they say, you strike two birds with one stone. I would like to say this as Swami blessing two birds with one act. If you're wondering where is it that I'm taking this beautiful walk while doing this satsang, this is the Saheb Cheruvu lake, which is about 2 to 3 kilometers away from Puttaparthi. This is a very blessed lake because Swami used to come along with certain devotees and enjoy a swim in this lake. So I've always had this fascination to share Swami's teachings and share his experiences and stories. I would get so excited. I still get very excited. And I would like to tell the whole world any beautiful thing about Swami that I got to know. And it has always been like this. But Swami tells us that be careful about the company you keep. Even if we are in a satsang and sharing Swami stories, Swami would say that keep your relationship only to hello, how are you, goodbye. Don't build on further because the only friend in your life is Swami. I must say that in this aspect, I failed a little bit, because of which I began to develop multiple contacts with multiple devotees. As a result, what happened? Though it was wonderful to talk about Swami with many of them, with some devotees, it became a kind of misunderstanding. So I had a misunderstanding with one particular devotee, and this story, this experience concerns this devotee with this misunderstanding. So I got to know that this devotee was actually very upset with me, and what I did not like was behind my back, this devotee began to say that this Arvind keeps talking as if he's very close to Swami, as if he has had many experiences with Swami. All those are lies, I think. He's just doing all that so that, he gets some attention. Now, when I got to know that, I began to feel hurt. I felt that it was out of trust that I had shared all these experiences, the same experiences that I continue to share now. And yeah, so there was this little bit of hurt. It was another normal day at Prashanthi Nilayam. Well, when I say normal day, I mean it wasn't any festival or event. Because honestly speaking, can any day ever be normal in the presence of God? Every day is supreme and wonderful, amazing, miraculous in the presence of God. But you get my point, right? So on this normal day, as Swami entered the Sai Kulwant hall for darshan, I got up on my knees and began to click photographs with my camera, because this I felt is a seva opportunity that Swami had provided me, where I could keep taking pictures of different devotees interacting with Swami so that they have a lifetime memory to cherish. Swami in his orange robe was looking like the beautiful evening sun, and wherever Swami was going, there was joy that was being spread, because that's what Swami gives. Now, through the lens of my camera, I noticed that in the front line was this particular devotee. And this devotee was waiting to get something blessed. There was a tray in this devotee's hand. Now, even as I saw this, a thought came, this devotee has spoken so much negative about me. Should I click a photograph of this devotee with Swami? Immediately I overcame that thought and I said, no, Swami, please bless this devotee. I would like to click a picture also for this devotee's sake. And I reprimanded myself mentally for being so cheap and mean in my thoughts. Never should we pray that anybody doesn't get God's blessings, even if we feel enmity towards them. As Swami was going through the darshan lines, he actually went up to this devotee, blessed this devotee, gave Pad Namaskar to this devotee, and I felt, wow, my prayer worked. Well, again, that's partly ego, because Swami does what needs to be done. He doesn't require our prayer to remind him what he has to do, and it is not as if he needs our prayers. We need our prayers. We need to pray because we need it, not because Swami needs it. Now, even as that prayer got answered, another thought and prayer came up in my mind. Swami, this devotee thinks that I am not close to you. Today is the chance to show this devotee how close we are, how nice it will be if when this devotee is watching, you call and speak to me. That devotee will realize that I am so close to you. But even as this thought came, once again I felt, Arvind, how cheap of you to think like this. This relationship with Swami is something for you to cherish and treasure. The love between you and Swami, you should experience in your heart. It is not to show off to somebody else. It is not for somebody else to acknowledge that you love Swami and Swami loves you. And therefore, even as this corrective thought came, I again closed my eyes and said, Swami, no, please cancel that previous prayer. Please, I was very stupid. Please forgive me for being so stupid. I don't wish that you fulfill that prayer. So during the darshan round, as Swami came near me, he turned his face away from me. He didn't even look at me, and I felt that possibly I deserved this because I had made such stupid prayer. Swami went ahead, and in a way I was happy also. I felt that, okay, see, so when I prayed that Swami should listen, Swami listened. When I prayed that he shouldn't listen because my prayer was wrong, he didn't listen. And then Swami went on the dais and sat there. The Vedam chanting was going on. This day also happened to be a day when the students of the university had planned a program to put up in Swami's presence. So as Swami sat above on the dais, he looked at the students below and asked, is there any program? What are you ready for? Excited, immediately, 2-3 singers who were in the first row got up and rushed to the stage to tell Swami what program they had planned. See, usually one person is enough to convey to Swami what the program is all about. And there was one singer whom Swami would frequently speak with. And everyone expected that he would be the person to go up on stage and explain to Swami what the program is all about. But then, in that excitement, the other 3 singers who were relatively new, they rushed up because it's an opportunity to speak to Swami. Who would let go of such an opportunity? Now, seeing this singer whom everyone felt that Swami was wanting to speak with, kept sitting in the front line, didn't go up on the stage. On the stage, these 3 students told Swami what the program was about. They offered a rose to him, which Swami accepted. And then, as they were taking namaskar, Swami kept looking at this one singer who had not gone on the stage. Now, this singer also noticed that Swami was going on looking at him. But he was in double mind. He didn't know whether he should go up on stage or whether it had got too late now because already Swami had been informed and the other 3 singers were coming down. So after a little bit of to and fro in his mind, at the last minute he got up and went on the stage with a flower to give Swami. And he offered this rose to Swami. And as he offered this rose to Swami, Swami accepted it. But then turned to his right, looked at me and said something. Now I wasn't able to hear what Swami said. So I asked Swami, what? In my mind. Swami again repeated. Again I could not hear. So I got up on my knees now and again, made with my eyes the questioning look. Swami, what? And when third time Swami said and I still couldn't hear, I felt bad. So I walked up to Swami to the stage. And then Swami gave that rose to me. And I was very happy. And then you know what Swami says? Swami says, Idi show kosam ra, meaning this is for your show. And that is when it struck me that, oh my God, in the full view of the whole Sai Kulwant Hall, including that one devotee, Swami had called me up to the stage, given me a rose, smiled and spoken something to me. As that realization hit me, for one instant my eyeballs darted towards that devotee. And yes, that devotee was looking at us, at Swami and me. Then I turned back to Swami and I smiled. Swami also smiled. I took Pad Namaskar and went back to my place. Swami's love keeps pouring without reason or without season. That day after the darshan session got over, this singer from whom Swami had taken the rose came to me and said, brother, see, I was hesitating, should I go to Swami or not, And because Swami was constantly looking at me, I felt that it will not look nice if I don't go. And that's why I went up the stage and gave the rose to Swami. And Swami told you that, see, he's doing it for show. And that is when I realized that this singer brother was feeling that Swami told him that he did it for show. I told him my story and showed it and told him how it was that Swami did it for my show. And this is how Swami does, blessing two birds with one stone. Both of us got a message, both of us got an experience with the same single statement of Swami.